Okay, we're going to start now, week 5, and now these are Tuesday's problems. 20 is a problem. They have number lines as an answer, but basically they're just looking, what would this answer be? So I'm not going to use the number line, but I am going to talk about the numbers. So they're saying that Janisa started out with 0 points. So she had 0 points, okay? Then she earned 50 points. So we have plus 50. Okay, and so that is going to, we could add this along as we go, but I'm just setting up the problem. I'm going to let you figure it out. And I just, I'm just kind of taking the numbers out of the words. So she earned 50. She lost 80. Okay, and then she earned 10 more. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to figure out what her total is going to be, and then you're going to mark it on the number line. Remember, the closed in circle is where the answer should be. So that's, a pretty straightforward thing. You are doing a couple of steps. You are finding the answer there, and then figuring out on the number line where it should be. But it's a pretty straightforward problem. 21 is a thinking problem, and so I want to talk about what the pieces of this mean. So this y is the total. That's my answer. So this is the total. And that's the language I would use. It's the answer, it's the total. So the total is equal to 8. 8 is the number, times some number. So x is times a number of items. A number of items. Okay, so that 8 is the amount per item. And it's 8 times the number of items. So I want you to read through on 21 the choices, and you can figure out which one you feel best describes, and remember that's best describes what this is. Going on to 23. 23 is really kind of a little bit of a stinker, because we are used to saying, I'm dividing by a fraction, and so I'm keep, change, flip. This is a little bit different because you're starting with the fraction. So let's look at this. If I'm following an example maybe that I used in class or that we've done before, where we had, say, 60 divided by 1/3, okay, I knew that I was going to keep the 60, right? Keep, and then that becomes a times, and that's a, I'm just change, keep, change, right? And then that becomes a 3, keep, change, flip, because I'm using the reciprocal. Okay, so I that isn't going to change. That is exactly what I'm doing. So now I look at this problem. So I'm keeping 1/3. I'm changing to multiplication, and I'm flipping or using the reciprocal of 27, which would be 1/27. And my answer is going to be multiplying straight across. -1 times 1 is -1/81. Okay, because 3 times 27 is 81. But that's not the end, because now they need you to look at each of those selections and see which answer would really be -1. Remember that, so this is the same as -1 divided by 81. Okay, remember fractions are the numerator divided by the denominator. You did that in fifth and sixth grade for sure. Sixth grade, you brought that to mastery. So I know that these two are the same. A fraction, -1 over 81, is the same as -1 divided by 81. So you need to look at your choices and see which one best represents -1 divided by 81. Okay, that's it. Now those are some good thinking problems. A nice selection here of using integers, figuring out the meaning of equations, and going back and reviewing the whole dividing by a number idea. Okay, good job.